Okay, so let me talk about the past first. First of all, we have a situation here. It says like a victory over a water sign, okay? That's what I'm hearing. And I heard this message once for the Aquarius reading. It says a victory over a water sign. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So we have here the Eight of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. I do feel in the past position, you were in a situation where you didn't know where to go, where to turn. You kept yourself stuck in a very, very tenuous, possibly a difficult situation. You try to keep things afloat. You try to stay optimistic, and you try to, hang in there as long as you can. A lot of you were involved with a water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. And I definitely feel that a lot of you might have either gotten out of this situation and broken things off and started to live your life as a single person all over again. Okay. And then for others of you, there might have been a situation where you felt like it was hard for you to go out and meet high quality people. And then you recently met somebody that is a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is new. And I feel like this person really boosts your self-esteem. This person makes you feel really, really good all over again. And as a result of it, I feel like you're able to move forward with a lot of like optimism, with a high, high hopes, high aspirations for the future, and especially trying to create a future for the both of you together as a unit. Okay. So those are the two scenarios. Which brings us to the present situation. First of all, we have the Temperance card, and the Temperance card is coming through to remind you not to overindulge in a relationship. At the beginning of new relationships, it's always like, it's always that honeymoon, that puppy love stage where you can't get enough of somebody. And this is a card about moderation. This is a card about, separating your personal life from your private life. I'm sorry, personal life from other areas of your life. So finding that right balance. Not cocooning too much, spending so much of your time and neglecting your personal responsibilities, your professional responsibilities, or even your friends and family. Okay, so try to do things in moderation. What's also coming through is the Two of Coins, which indicates like a financial situation where you might feel like a physical financial lack, so that you are entertaining each other more at home, or you might feel almost as if you are financially lacking in some way in order to, go out and start dating. So a lot of you might just be really, really inundated with a lot of work, or you are trying to get your financial situation in order. So, dating and things like that is not even on the agenda. So even if you might have met somebody new that is potentially a water sign, you're still trying to juggle between, possibly between some type of separation, dividing up assets, trying to figure out how much you really have and things like that. So I feel financial considerations are preventing you from really dating and having that vibrant, robust dating life that you're hoping for. What I'm also feeling as well is there might be thoughts about, voyage, travel, and things like that to see one another. So there might be distance. There might be a lot of communication where I feel like, you're trying to get to know each other as well. But underlying it here is finances and things like that between you and your partner, or between you and the new person that you've met, that you need to sort out in your own respective lives before the relationship can take off. Okay. For those of you who have, broken out of a bad relationship in the past where you felt stuck, I feel like you're getting your financial situation sorted out right now. So dating is really not on the agenda. Of course, we all want love, but I feel like, right now you're very busy. You're trying to keep everything afloat. So I feel like you might be excluding yourself from the dating experience, mainly because of that. Okay. So the foundation is the thing on which, everything else is built. We have the Four of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords indicates like some type of communication, news coming through regarding the viability of a relationship. Okay. So first of all, For those of you who are coupled up, with the Four of Wands, this is a family marriage type of an institutional card. The Seven of Cups indicates temptation. It indicates like, flirtations and things like that. Temptation coming through from the external environment. So a lot of you might be married, and there is some type of an air sign, an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra, that is, I guess, like flirting with you, your partner. There's some type of temptation, some type of like situation where somebody is being tempted to step out of a relationship. So that's coming through quite clearly. And then for others of you, I feel like you might be getting news communication from people from your past, especially where, you once had like either some type of fling or some type of a significant relationship with them. There's words, there's like news messages and things like that you are thinking about from your past. Okay, so you're hearing things from people from your past, and you might be coupled up. The relationship is a little bit stale, and you're feeling like, okay, there's this other person trying to, I guess, like serving as a temptation for you. What I'm also feeling is a lot of you might be honestly taking a relationship to the next level. So that means engagement, marriage, and things like that. And you are disagreeing with your partner on how to, decorate the house, on how to like plan for the wedding. So there are creative differences. It's very minor, I feel. There are creative differences as to, one person overspending, the other person's a little bit more frugal. One person like controlling the purse strings, and the other person wants to go wild with, extravagant spending. So there is that whole concept about, finances affecting stable relationships, mainly because of spending habits. Okay, so that's coming through as well. Crowning this reading is something that you are thinking about. We have the Lovers, the Ace of Swords, as well as the Three of Cups. Now, the Lovers card is a very, very strong physical attraction to another person. In this deck, it's a very, very innocent card. It's indicating a lot of communication, a lot of like verbal exchanges, emotional exchanges, as well as like, a very strong physical connection. Two people are very much in sync. I'm not reading this card as choices or options or whatever. I'm just reading it straightforwardly, the way that it's depicted, which is that, you're happy and content with another person. There's reciprocity in this relationship. It's basically linked up with the Ace of Swords, which means a victory. This is a situation that you've been scoping out for quite some time. So a lot of you, I keep seeing this sense of temptation coming through. You're with somebody and you might be tempted to look elsewhere, okay? Likewise, this is coming through from relationship partners as well. There is an element of temptation, mainly because, especially for those of you who are coupled up, there might be like flirtation coming from outside of the relationship, being one relationship, scoping out another, being in one relationship and keeping options open. So if you're just dating somebody, that's fine. But if you're like committing to them, like with the Lovers, you want to figure out what you need to do, okay? Because I do see, it's echoed across like two clusters already. And then we have the Three of Cups, which is the socializing card, the social dating card, somebody with a lot of options, and opening the door for third-party interference to come through. So this is a little bit tricky here. So you might want to, figure out which side of the coin you're in and try to decide and move things along accordingly, okay? But overall, this Lovers card is a very, very positive energy. It indicates, like, for others of you, if you have recently met somebody new, there's a lot of date nights. There's a lot of alone time as well. There's a lot of, nice romantic ambiance. And I feel like the relationship itself, there is a lot of reciprocity. It seems to me like, it seems almost like, emotionally, like you're on the same page. You make each other feel good. There's good communication. So it's not a heavy emotional burden. It's more of a fun, light-hearted energy. And I still feel like, the love is shining through, okay? Just be careful if you are the one when you're with somebody, you will know whether or not you have their undivided attention. So I feel like, it's pretty a given. We all know. So just be careful of, I feel like, for more like stable relationship partners, I do sense there is temptation in your environment, but I don't feel it's being acted upon, okay? What's coming through in the future position? We have the Three of Coins, which means, wanting to build a relationship together, wanting to take things to the next level. And we have the Sun, overall financial success that is making people feel quite good. And a union that is very positive, is very uplifting, and it's very harmonious as well. And we do have the Chariot, which is another victory card. So you got the Ace of Swords, a victory in a love situation. A lot of you, for example, actually, so what I feel is for a lot of you, you might be eyeing somebody, you might be socially dating them, they have a lot of suitors, and then you might achieve a victory here where you get their undivided attention, okay? And then for others of you, I feel like if you've got this person, you might be taking things to the next level. There's a lot of, positive energies here. And we have the Chariot card, which is another victory card, which means that the next phase of it is the Major Arcana, which means you both are trying to work together as a unit to build something together. So what I'm feeling, especially for those of you who are, single and dating, if you are financially in flux right now, it's probably not a good time for you to start dating, because I do see a lot of blockages physically preventing you from, really going out and, just, socializing a lot. And I feel as well, this Five of Pentacles is a situation where you are being solicited to go out, but I feel that the financial situation might not be at its best right now. Additionally, you might have, two people that are vying for your affection. So I feel an energy of a water sign, a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. And then I feel an energy of an air sign. So an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. And what I'm feeling is this. You have the Two of Pentacles, which means, juggling two options. So I feel like a lot of you might be cocooning in the house, spending date nights with one person because you don't want to be seen as, dating two people. So I feel like that element coming through, some type of clandestine operation happening from the Sagittarius's view, because I feel like there's a water sign, there's an air sign. And then for others of you, I feel like you're trying to get a hold on your finances, and as a result, the going out, socializing, things like that might not be available to you. So what I'm sensing here is you have, you have suitors, air sign and water sign. And then we have like, for those of you who have recently met a water sign in the very recent past, this person is making you feel quite good. It's a lighthearted, good relationship. I feel that. It's actually very positive. A lot of you might be taking trips to go see this person. They might be taking trips to come see you. And I feel like, it's going to work out really well, because I feel that the communication is very strong between the two parties, meaning everything is discussed. No one's really kept in the dark, and no one feels like they're left out, okay? So overall, good energies. Be careful about clandestine relationships. If you are juggling options, just, I don't feel anything about getting caught. I don't sense that, but I feel that, just for the person that you're dating, just for their sake, you should decide who you want to be with, because this juggling act seems a little bit exhausting, okay?